Here's Police taking on Air Force. Air Force in the blue and white, and Police in their traditional blue outfits. Taken quickly by Air Force. Lovely dummy, straight through goes the Air Force player, and he dots it down. That's a blistering run by the Air Force player, dragging the defender with him. Looks a wee lad as well, but nice dummy, and taking Janit Chanaka with him all the way to the line.
Yeah, that's right. Just the start Air Force would have wanted. Fortunately, we just don't have their players' name sheets with us to identify who the try scorer is. But Air Force definitely looked the most impressive team yesterday as well, Chanaka, and conversion not successful. Probably come into this tournament as favorites as well, because last won that Warriors Cup last year, so they are technically the defending club Sevens champions as well, and really looked impressive in their outings yesterday. Started off this game extremely well.
So looked like it was brilliant handling by Police, but the hands just letting them down a little bit. Have to call the player back. Now Chetana looked like he might have had a run to the line, but there was a knock on. So good start from Air Force. Want to hang on to the ball here as well. They're a better Sevens team than they're given credit for. They're a better rugby team than they're given credit for, in fact. A good scrum as well, managing to get that ball. A lovely little quick step and accelerating into the tackle, making plenty of yards. Police do well in the counter ruck, and that time holding on is the call. Here's Police through their big man. Here's Chetana. Chetana going in towards the corner, but bundled out into touch eventually by the Air Force defense that collapses well. Just allowing Police to drift and then use a touch line. This would be a pressure line out, wouldn't it?
Yes, yeah. Police will desperately trying to put that pressure in, but well executed by the airmen, managing to win possession, and it's like they've been penalized for not maintaining the 10-meter gap from the line out, or the distance rather. The airmen just trying to create something, and looks like they made a break, brushing off a couple of tackles. Just that final pass.
It was a nice lofted ball in field, and it looks like there was no knock on in there. Ball was a little bit untidy, but Air Force have managed to go in under the posts, and this could break the back of this game. Police were probably favorites going into it, but Air Force have scored 2 tries in succession.
Yes, it also shows the confidence of this Air Force outfit, isn't it, Chanaka, from their own 5-meter line. Well, it looks like they have come back. Looks like the knock-on has been spotted. So that try has been reversed. I think got the call from his assistant referee. So a bit of a reprieve for the policeman.
Yes, we did think that there was something that happened in that little melee as the ball was floated in field. But now there needs to be a tidy scrum for Police to get out of their territory. Feet up is the call from referee Abe Kun, so Police will have a quick tap. Again, trying that little back of the hand offload. So players very keen to go into contact, Abdullah, and that's something that we've noticed from all the teams really. not wanting to just take a step back and let the ball do the work. They're really keen on engaging their defenders.
Yes, and also if they do that, they need to ensure that they do retain possession when they do go into contact, isn't it, Shanagan? We've seen teams losing the ball in contact, and that just can be so frustrating from a coach's point of view as well. So another attacking opportunity for Air Force. The Malgoda fields the ball in. The ball was never out of the scrum. So the Airmen take a quick tap, spread it out wide. Oh, and a lovely pass on that occasion. So Air Force team playing with a lot of confidence. So we have a look at that try once again. Nice mini break and a superb supporting line. I think it's Sidda Malgoda. Goes over for Air Force's second try.
It's an outstanding little wraparound pass, wasn't it, Abdullah? Just knew, got the call from over his shoulder. And it was a very difficult ball to throw, and he threw it beautifully. It's a Fijian flair right there. And an easy conversion as well for Air Force. So they'll get their second try. Thought they had it a little earlier in the piece, but now they have. So 12 points to nil. Police not able to get out of their danger zone.
Some good work by Air Force at that kickoff, managing to retain possession. Again, running along the touchline, but keeping the ball available.
And
really
good discipline in the breakdown as well, Abdullah.
Absolutely. Now they have men out wide. If they can shift the ball, which they are. Just looking for a bit of options. The Speeds are deciding to go over. Will he be able to make it? Again, that pass sticking. It's really good stuff by Air Force. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The execution in offense from this Air Force outfit. It's been absolutely top class.
Yes, this is a try of the morning session for me, Abdullah. Really good communication, really good angles, really good offloads. Good hands from the receiving players as well. And it's always pays to have a big man in your side, and saw exactly why.
Yes, and when your big man runs those kind of supporting lines as well, he's always going to be in business. Conversion just misses the left upright. So that's half time. Commanding performance by Air Force. 17 points to nil. They definitely look the team to watch out for, Shanaka, so far.
Certainly they do, and Police, they haven't been out of it, but they just haven't been able to get their hands on the ball in this half. So we might have a lot more coming your way in the second half of this game, because Police have been a pretty decent sevens team as well. Their performances yesterday were impressive. So this match is far from over, even though Air Force have 3 tries to their name at the moment. Welcome back to live action on the Papare.com from the Sri Lanka Rugby Sevens Club Sevens competition. Air Force have gone into a commanding lead in this fourth and final quarter-final game in the Cup segment. Try scorer, number 7, not releasing the ball, and but not releasing the tackler was the first offence. So Police conceding an early penalty, which won't help them in their attempt to try and catch up the 17-0 deficit. There was an accidental offside there, so the referee will give Police a scrum.
Yes, it's an interesting call, Shanaka, the accidental offside. They say whether there's actually any material impact. I think that's the word that they use, the material impact on the game. Don't think there was anything as such. Go by the word of the law, then probably was an accidental offside, but I think probably a bit of common sense need to prevail on those kind of situations, because you just want the game moving. This looks like one of the Navy players is Air Force players is down, so hope it's not too serious. Police need to get the first score of this second half if they are to get back in this game.
Looks like a shoulder injury to the Air Force number 4. He's going off, and hopefully it won't be the end of his tournament. Always such a tough game on the body, Abdullah. It's so much impact, so much running. Fatigue really sets in, especially when it's a hot day. So Air Force will win the penalty. Have space, but the pass is just a little too far in front of the support player. Also maybe just a little too hard, that pass.
So also I think that player was probably a bit too flat. Maybe if he just held a little bit more depth in the way he ran onto the ball, that it would have been a bit easier for the passer to make that pass. But nonetheless, another opportunity for the police. Got to get onto the scoreboard soon as possible.
Again, the Air Force scrum half coming through too early. And police have dropped this ball down. So again, a knock on, just letting them down. Was a shove in Jayawardena.
So police just haven't been able to execute offensively as well as the Air Force have done. I think that's been the difference between both teams in this game so far. The Air Force look to launch another attack.
Trying to go around his man, but losing the ball in the process. Nice little show and go from the police player that time. It was Primesh Danushka, the scrum half in the 15s version of the game, but again losing that ball forward. So the handling from police has really let them down.
Yes, Navy, they definitely seem to have mastered the art of sevens to a great extent. I think their victory in that last Warriors Cup would have given them a lot of confidence. The Malgoda at the heart of a lot of good things that this Air Force outfit have executed. The ball is fed in. Air Force spreading the ball out wide again. And it looks like it's their speedster who goes out wide. It's one man to beat the sweeper, but looks like he'll have enough speed to go around him. It's real pretty. We don't have these players' names in front of us to give them the due credit, but nonetheless, another score for the Airmen.
If I'm not mistaken, he scored the first try as well, Abdullah. Just a little bit of a goose step to get around the despairing hands of Primesh Danushka. And it's nice to be able to have the confidence and the pace to just run around your man, Abdullah.
Absolutely, and gives the rest of the team so much confidence as well, knowing that they have speeds out wide. Just give the rest of the team the motivation to work a bit harder to create that kind of space, knowing they have that kind of flair out wide. Now with that score, I think Air Force have pretty much sealed this game, just around under 3 minutes to go.
Police will want at least one try on the board, and now they've got a bit desperate and have gone to the boot. But Idda Malgoda sweeping nicely. Again, no clear release from the tackler, so police have let themselves down with that discipline also. Here's boot to the ball again. But police get back well to counter. And now we'll have a few numbers over. Here's an opportunity for police finally. Navud Chetana looks inside, then goes outside, but just can't manage to evade the touchline. Wanted to dance down twinkle toes fashion, but just lost his balance a little bit, and the Air Force defense did just enough.
Yes, again, a missed opportunity for police. Needed to do better on that occasion, knowing that the touchline was so close to that to the person who was carrying the ball. It's just that understanding, that awareness to stay in play, just create another phase. And as a result, possession has been turned over to Air Force. Was managing to win that line out. I don't think the communication was what it was, but good enough to win the line out. And again, it's their speeds out wide. This time, police defense up to it, but penalized for not rolling away. Damalgoda will take the quick tap, just keep that tempo going, and looks like it'll be another try for the Airmen on that left flank. It's just riding on momentum, riding on confidence. So we have a look at that once again. Again, Damalgoda, very aware of the situation, identifying where his players are vis-a-vis the police defense. And you'd have to say, Shanaka, the Airmen are very much the team to beat going by this performance.
Yes, they've looked high quality, Abdullah. Just the nature of the passing, the understanding of where the attackers are going to run, filling the spaces. The defense hasn't been tested too much, so that'll be interesting when they come up against the likes of Havelocks. But with ball in hand, they have looked deadly dangerous. Police with a man down as well now. But again, the restart is won by Air Force, and they'll bring this up in a leisurely fashion. Bounce of the ball favoring police that time, and this is the opportunity to find some kind of a consolation score. It's 29-0, doesn't look pretty for them, so they will really want to get on the scoreboard in this quarterfinal. They're performing so well yesterday against the same opposition.
Yes, another error by the police in contact. Just knocking the ball on is Akash Madhushankar. So it's full time on our clock. Again, you just have to say, Shanak, a very impressive performance by Air Force. So you can hear the hooter. So this is, in all probability, will be the final play of the game.
Sure, both teams will breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that the game is won, but Air Force, they're not kicking the ball out. They want a little bit more. Holding on, says the referee. So here's one final opportunity, and this really is the final opportunity for police to get some score on the board. Here's Madhushankar stepping, coming back in field. In fact, it's Akash Madhushankar that time. Nice little offload. Now with Chetana putting boot to ball. Not sure that was the wisest, but that's another penalty. You can't throw the ball out.
Yes, well, a brain fade if ever there was one, Shanaka. He just needed to boot the ball out and the game would have been over. Not only has he considered penalty, but he'll be spending the next few minutes, or the seconds rather, on the bench, and his team will have to do the hard work with just 6 players.
I'm not sure why Air Force just didn't kick that ball out at the scrum. Whether you win a game 29-0 or 36 or 37-0, doesn't matter. But now Chetana eventually gets the try. And rather than keeping a clean sheet, Air Force have conceded a 5-pointer right at the death of that game. And now Chetana came pretty close on a few occasions where he was foiled by the touchline. But that time manages to use his long arms and dot it down. So a dominant performance in this fourth and final quarterfinal game in the cup segment by Air Force, 29 points to 5. They'll come up against a heavy side which will be looking over their shoulder after the quality of this performance from Air Force. So that should be a cracking semi-final to look forward to. And in the other semi-final we have Navy taking on Army.